When we learn about the colonization of America, we usually get a boring list of dates: 1492, 1607, 1776. But the reality wasn't a timeline. It was a cage match. It was a collision of three massive empires, all driven by desperation, greed, and religious fervor. And honestly, it was weird. We're talking about starving gentlemen bowling while their friends died, French soldiers fleeing from chickens, and Spanish explorers performing surgery with stone knives. Today, we aren't just memorizing maps. We are diving into the why. Why did they come? And why does the map of North America look the way it does today? But before we cross the Atlantic, do me a favor. Plant your flag on that like button, claim it in the name of the algorithm, and subscribe for more historical chaos. We start with Spain. They were the first ones here, the vanguard. Their motivation can be summed up in three words: gold, God, and glory. Spain had gold fever. After finding wealth in Mexico, guys like Francisco Vázquez de Coronado marched north with massive armies. He was looking for the 7 cities of Cibola, cities shimmering with gold.
Fray Marcos promised me emeralds and gold. This is just mud and corn.
When the gold turned out to be a myth, Spain didn't leave. They needed a buffer zone to protect their silver mines in Mexico. So, the economy shifted from gold to ranching and the encomienda system, basically forcing indigenous people to work and pay tribute. But life on the frontier was fluid. Take Cabeza de Vaca. Shipwrecked and enslaved, he survived by reinventing himself as a faith healer. He actually performed heart surgery with a stone knife and a hair for a suture.
I am no longer a conquistador. I am a survivor, and apparently a doctor.
Spanish hold on this territory was fragile. In 1719, during the Chicken War, a single French corporal attacked a Spanish mission in Texas. The chickens panicked, squawked, and spooked the Spanish horses. The Spanish commander thought he was being invaded by a massive army and fled the entire region. They abandoned East Texas because of chickens. You can't make this stuff up. Further north, France had a different problem. It was too cold for plantations, and nobody wanted to move there. So they built an empire of inclusion based on the fur trade. It was all about this guy, the beaver. European fashion demanded felt hats, and New France had the supply. To get the furs, French traders known as coureurs des bois, or runners of the woods, lived among Native American tribes. They learned the languages and married indigenous women. It was a strategy of survival and profit. These men, the voyageurs, paddled 14 to 18 hours a day. How did they survive? They sang. The rhythm of the song dictated the speed of the paddle. A fast song meant a sprint. A slow ballad was for the long haul. But there was a problem. New France was almost entirely male. So King Louis XIV played matchmaker. He sent over 800 women, known as the King's Daughters, and paid their dowries. It was 17th century speed dating. If a man didn't marry within 15 days of the ship arriving, he lost his hunting license. Talk about pressure. Finally, the English. They were late to the party, broke and religiously divided. Their model? Transplantation, moving entire communities to farm the land. It started badly. Jamestown, founded in 1607, was a disaster. The settlers were gentlemen who refused to farm. During the starving time, they ate horses, dogs, rats, and eventually each other. We have archaeological proof that a 14-year-old girl was butchered for food. The first permanent settlement was nearly a graveyard. What saved them wasn't gold, it was tobacco. It became the economic engine that drove the demand for land and, tragically, the beginning of slavery in the colonies. Up north, the Pilgrims arrived in 1620. Legend says they landed at Plymouth because of destiny. The ship's log says something else.
Disembark! We have to stop. We are out of beer.
Water wasn't safe to drink, so everyone, even kids, drank weak beer. Plymouth Rock was essentially a designated driver's stop. Then came the Puritans. They wanted to build a city on a hill, but they weren't exactly fun at parties. In fact, they banned parties. For 22 years, the celebration of Christmas was a criminal offense in Massachusetts. No mince pies, no carols, no joy. If you were caught resting on Christmas, you were fined. So here is the breakdown. Spain wanted to rule and convert. France wanted to trade and ally. England wanted to farm and displace. Crucially, the English crown ignored their colonies for a long time, a policy called salutary neglect. This allowed colonists to form their own governments, like the House of Burgesses.
I have the rights of an Englishman, and I shall vote on my own taxes.
That spirit of self-rule, that's the spark that eventually lights the fuse for 1776. These three empires didn't just fade away. They competed, blundered, and adapted, weaving the complex tapestry of North America. From the cowboy culture of the Spanish vaqueros to the place names of New France and the democratic ideals of the English, we are living in the wreckage and the glory of this collision. History isn't just the story of the victors. It's the story of singing canoemen, chicken wars, and the desperate search for a home. If you enjoyed this journey through the chaotic colonial era, please subscribe. It helps us build our own little colony here on YouTube. Here is my question for you. Based on the survival rates and the lifestyle choices, which colony would you have chosen to live in? The freezing fur trade of France, the strict no Christmas zone of New England, or the wild frontier of New Spain? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.